Leon Balogun feels he has more to offer. In bid to extend Rangers' deal, Rangers certain to hire Davide Ancelotti in blockbuster manager update. Player who earns more than Diomande. Rangers must sell £2 million flop this summer. Bold £20 million Aston Villa and Rangers transfer swap deal, which could turbocharge both teams. Want to see these and more Rangers news? Stay until the end. We are the people. Leon Balogun, the big Nigerian rock at the back, says he's nowhere near done and is desperate to stay on at Rangers as the club gears up for a whole new era under the looming American takeover. Now, this isn't just any journeyman looking for a last payday. This is a 36-year-old warrior who's still gliding through games like he's 26 and proved it again with a commanding display in that 4-0 thumping of Aberdeen at Ibrox. He's out of contract at the end of the season, but Balogun's made it crystal clear this is his club now. His words, not mine. After the heartbreak of being shown the door by Van Bronckhorst and Ross Wilson back in 2022, he came back with unfinished business under Michael Beale. And now, with the 49ers enterprises and Andrew Kavanagh sniffing around the marble staircase, Balogun's saying, sign me up for this Rangers revolution. And you've got to admire his honesty. He says he's still got the legs, still got the hunger, and if he didn't, he'd walk away. But instead, he's looking to polish that badge, lift it high again, and be part of dragging Rangers back to the heights we should never have dropped from. He even joked, or maybe half meant it, that if he'd found Rangers earlier in his career, Real Madrid might have come knocking. Now, that's not arrogance. That's a man who's finally found a club that matches his ambition and spirit. The man's won everything domestically and leaves everything on the pitch. He's not just a player, he's become part of the Ibrox fabric. And now, with a huge summer overhaul incoming, new leadership, new sporting director in Kevin Thelwell, and a squad about to be ripped and rebuilt, Balogun wants in. He wants to be a steadying voice in a season of change. But here's the thing, as much as he's earned admiration, does Rangers really have room for sentiment right now? It's a ruthless moment in the club's history. An emotion might not win trophies. So let me put it to you, should Rangers keep a 37-year-old centre-back at the heart of the revolution? Or is sentimentality holding us back from building a team that can bury Celtic once and for all? Davide Ancelotti, son of football royalty and longtime right-hand man to Carlo Ancelotti, is now almost certain to take the reins at Rangers ahead of the 2025-26 season. That's right, from the Bernabeu to the Broom Loan, the Italian prodigy is set to begin his managerial career in Govan. Let's not beat around the bush. This is a bold, ambitious, maybe even outrageous move from the incoming American ownership led by the 49ers enterprises and Andrew Kavanagh. But it's got all the makings of a masterstroke or a total gamble. Ancelotti has worked at Bayern Munich, Napoli, Everton, and Real Madrid. He's stood shoulder to shoulder with his father through Champions League campaigns, title tilts, and global giants. Now he's ready to step out of that shadow, and he's chosen Rangers, your club, to make his name. If that doesn't scream belief in the badge, I don't know what does. Francesco Mari, another gem from Real Madrid's backroom and part of 3 Champions League winning sides, is coming with him. This isn't just a young coach cutting his teeth. This is an elite backroom operation being parachuted into Ibrox, primed to modernize, mobilize, and most importantly, win. Now, of course, there's a catch. Ancelotti has never been the man in the hot seat, never had to face the white heat of a Glasgow derby, never had to walk through the storm when things go wrong, and they will at some point in Scotland. This isn't Madrid or Munich. This is a place where one slip-up gets you hounded from the local chippy to the city chambers. But here's the thing, maybe that's exactly what we need a new voice, a modern mind, someone who expects excellence and isn't scared of a scrap. And if he's turning down Saudi millions to take the Ibrox job, you better believe he's coming for glory, not a check. Should Rangers really be handing the keys to the club to a rookie manager just because his Dar's a legend? Or is this exactly the sort of fearless move we need to smash Celtic off their perch and build something massive? Now, this one's spicy. A rumoured £20 million valuation. Aston Villa keen on prizing away one of Rangers' standout midfielders. And the proposed name coming the other way, Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley, let's get right into it. Nico Raskin, a Belgian baller who's played like a man possessed in recent weeks, has become a real heartbeat in Rangers midfield, snapped up for just £1,300,000 from Standard Liège. He's now potentially fetching 20 times that. Fair play, but cash or no cash, losing him would be a massive blow. This lad's finally found rhythm at Ibrox. 3 goal involvements in his last 3 matches, driving us forward, snapping into tackles, and actually showing a bit of fight. When others have wilted, he's got years ahead of him, hunger in his game, and he's one of the few players who you could actually build a midfield around. And in return, Ross Barkley, once a Premier League darling, now 30 years old on reduced minutes and fresh off the bench more times than the ball. Sure, he's got ability. You don't play for England 33 times by accident, but does he have the legs, the desire, and the grit for a Scottish title scrap in January at Fir Park or a Europa night away in Warsaw? Don't get me wrong, a deal involving Barkley plus £12 million on top might sound decent on paper, but Rangers have made this mistake before, selling future assets for the illusion of experience. And let's not forget, the last time we let a dynamic midfielder go to England with a bright future, he ended up captaining Bournemouth while we scrambled to replace him with loanees. Would you take Ross Barkley and £12 million right now for Raskin? Or would that be yet another short-sighted move that helps the English get stronger while we get older and slower? It's time for some hard truths, and you need to hear this straight. Rangers must shift Jose Cifuentes this summer. No excuses, no sentiment, just cold, clear business. Signed for a modest £1,200,000 from LAFC, the Ecuadorian came in with World Cup experience, a reputation as a dynamic box-to-box threat, and a highlight reel that had some folk convinced we'd found the next Glenn Kamara. What we got? A damp squib. 1 goal in 20 appearances, loaned out twice, and now RS in Greece are the only ones daft enough to show any interest, and even they want a discount on the £2,200,000 asking price. Meanwhile, Mohamed Diomande, a proper baller with an engine, a vision, and actual product on the pitch, is earning less than Cifuentes. Let that sink in. Less than Cifuentes. Diomande is smashing through defenses, creating chances, driving us forward and pulling off numbers that rank him in the top bracket of the Europa League midfielders. 7 assists, 5 goals, and a work rate that's every bit as good as his creativity, and he's only 23. That lad's future should be Ibrox for years to come. But here we are, watching players like Cifuentes, Dowell, and Martondo drain the wage bill while offering the square root of nothing in return. Rangers are about to be reborn. New owners, new manager, new era. And that means no more passengers. If Cifuentes had been signed by Celtic, would he already have been booted out and replaced by now? Are we too soft with our own flops while they bin theirs in a heartbeat? If you haven't seen yesterday's video yet, you're missing out. Explosive news about Rangers that'll leave every fan stunned. Go check it out now.